Hey everybody, Scott Weichel. You're listening to My Kind of Country right here on MKOCRadio.com. Pleasure to have this gentleman back on the show with me tonight. He's got a lot of great, exciting things happening, including a brand new single, new album on the way, and you've seen him on Larry's Country Diner, and of course, you've heard him on our show many times. It's a pleasure to have him tonight. Bobby Marquez. Bobby, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. How about yourself, Scott?
Fantastic. Thanks for taking time to come back on the show. Good to talk to you again.
Oh, well, thanks for having me. Shoot, it's always fun coming on your show.
Well, it's my honor. We sure play a lot of your music, and my listeners absolutely love what you're doing, so you're on the right track.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much.
Absolutely. Well, tell me about this brand new single, The Cowboy Way. This is real special for several reasons for you.
Well, I'm just really excited about this song. It was actually a song to pay tribute to my wife's father, who passed away with pancreatic cancer, and he was a true cowboy. You know, he was always in rodeo and raised quarter horses, and he always had, you know, a bunch of sayings, you know, like work hard and tell the truth. And I kept thinking about it because my wife had wanted me to write a song, you know, about her father, and he hadn't passed away yet. He was in bad health, and I started writing the song one day. I was driving down the highway here in Nashville, and I started singing the chorus to this song, and I go, oh, wait a minute, you know, I think I've got something here. And so I went home and started writing it, and then of course my wife helped me a little bit on some of the lyrics, you know, about her dad and stuff on some different things, and then I kind of just put it all together, and it actually came out as a cowboy song, which is out of the norm for me, because I usually write, you know, straight ahead traditional or western swing music, and this was my first cowboy song that I had ever written, and man, I'm just excited about it because we've been getting a lot of airplay on it, and the great Rex Allen Jr. produced it, which you know, you can't get any better than that on a cowboy song, you know. And
Amen.
So yeah, I'm just real excited about it. I think it's a really good song, great song, and we've been having a lot of reactions from a lot of the towns and places we play and theaters we play, and we've been getting standing ovations on this song, which is something that you know, that I don't, you know, I hardly get a lot of times, you know, standing ovations, you know, and this is one of the songs that's been getting a lot of them, and I was so thankful that our father-in-law got to see that. He got to hear this song. He got to watch me live sing it in Texas before we passed away, and the first thing he told me when I got off the stage, he goes, "Golly," he said, "Man, that's a great song. I think that's a hit."
That's cool. Was he a cowboy?
Yeah, he was definitely a cowboy through and through. You know, like I said, he grew up raising quarter horses, and he was actually a bull rider.
Oh wow!
A few years in his younger age, yeah. And I mean, like I said, he always wore a cowboy hat, wore his boots. He was just a cowboy through and through. And you know, it's a shame that we lost him. You know, like we did. You know, it's hard to see somebody you love like that, you know, go through such a painful time, but I mean, he gave it all he had, for sure, you know, and you know, we'll see him again someday.
Amen. Well, what a nice honor, and it's so wonderful he was able to hear the song. You know, that's really something else. What a great thing. Yeah,
I would think that was the one thing that I always remember. You know, that he got to hear that song, and the fun part about it, it was the first time I ever played it live.
Oh, is that right?
That was, yeah, and it got a standing ovation.
Wow.
And I was sitting there going, you know, because I was kind of nervous about playing it, especially in front of him, and see how he would take it and everything else. And I didn't see the standing ovation coming. I mean, I knew I had a great song, and it was really heartfelt. And after as soon as I sang the song and finished it, all of a sudden everybody stood up and started clapping. I was like, what in the world?
Wow.
You know, and I turned around and looked at him, you know, and he's looking at me going, wow, you know.
Well, you know, Rex was on my show last week, and we were talking about some things like that, and it's, you know, these are messages that we need more of in our world right now. And, it's too bad the song couldn't be called the American Way because it's kind of we need to get back to that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree. We're losing a lot of our traditions and everything else here. And it's just yeah, it's a really hard time right now. But we need more real music. In country music. That's what we need. I kind of get tired of hearing all the drinking, songs and all that stuff that's out right now and stuff, and I'm a big stickler, like I said, for traditional country music and some of the stuff that I hear on the radio these days, I just don't believe it's country and even so, some of it's some really good music and some of it's, okay and stuff, but I don't know, I see it changing, and then I'm hoping that changes back to some more. We get some more traditional country artists out there, some real country music with some really real life lyrics, about life.
Well, I think it's already changed, and with artists like yourself and what you're doing, there's a lot of great newer artists out there that are doing traditional country, and the fans are there. Our listeners are there, and they're all saying this is what we want to hear, and we need to hear this stuff. And this kind of music has staying power. And there's a message there. It hits home for everybody. I lost my dad 17 years ago, and so that song was powerful for me to listen to as well. And that's
Oh wow.
that's what the music's about. And it's what's going to give it the staying power 30 years from now. That song is still going to touch somebody.
Absolutely, I agree.
Well, tell me, you're working on a new album in conjunction with this, and doing some work with Johnny Rodriguez. Tell me a little bit all about all this stuff.
Yeah, it's been taking me a while to get this second album out. It's been, 2 or 3 years now that I've been trying to get this thing out, and it's not so much that I didn't want to get this album out as quick as the other one to come out, but I wanted to make sure that this next album was just as good as the first one, if not better, and so I wanted to find the right songs, whether I wrote the songs or if I had other songwriters writing them, but I wanted to just have just a really, really strong album. And so I started piecing this one together, and I went back on one of the songs that Johnny Rodriguez and I did back in 2010 when he come to Nashville. We did a duet on one of his number one songs on Riding My Thumb to Mexico.
Yeah.
He had come in, and we sang a duet on it together and never did anything with it. And it was just kind of sitting there, and I took it to Rex Allen Jr. and let him listen to it, and he said, "Boy, this is great. Let me see if I can work a little bit on it," And so he worked a little bit on it, and it came out great. It came out fantastic, and so we're going to end up putting that on the next album as well too. And I've just been kind of piecing things together and putting some of my new songs in there and some stuff that I wrote, and it's all coming together really, really nice. And I'm hoping I can get this out. Hopefully by the end of the year, beginning of next year, I can have the new album out and have some new product out there for everybody.
Well, that's fabulous. I'm glad to hear that, man. And Cowboy Way, too, I read it's become the official theme song for the annual Gene Autry Museum Festival in Oklahoma. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, man. I tell you, it's kind of funny how a great song just opens up doors. It's just a fun thing to see. I was doing the AWA Awards in Texas. I got nominated for Song of the Year, and for She's Not From Texas, and so I went down there and I got to perform Cowboy Way live, just me and my acoustic guitar. And after the show, the lady who heads up the museum down there had come up to me and she said, "I had never in my life ever had a song that made me cry like that." And I said, "Really?" And she said, "Yes." She goes, "It just brought back a lot of memories about my dad and everything else." And so we started talking, and she goes, "But by the way," she goes, "this is a song that I've been looking for." She says, "I've been looking for this song for I don't know how long." She goes, "I have a festival down at the museum in Oklahoma, at the Gene Autry Museum, and it's called the Cowboy Way Festival."
Oh, wow.
And I was like, "Really?" And she was like, "Yeah, and I would love to have this song, as our theme down there." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And boy, I tell you what, when the doors open, they open, and they usually open when you write stuff and sing stuff that people can relate to, you know, and it's about real life, you know, that people can feel and feel the emotions and stuff, and that's when things really open up. You know, you can write other songs all day long, but when there's something like that, a heartfelt song like that, you know, it touches people's lives, and sometimes you don't know who it touches, you know.
Amen. It's the soundtrack of your life. It's musical therapy, I call it. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to somebody the other day about this, about that very subject. There's some singers out there who are, they're traditional country. They're very good. They had long career, but the songs they were putting out, it was like they didn't really sell the songs. They were performing them well, but they didn't really make them their own. And you take artists like a Merle Haggard, and you know that he lived those songs, and you can hear it and feel it. And you're right.
Exactly.
There's a song, from all these greats out there for everybody. That it's gonna, there's something in your life that happens that you can relate to with that song, and that's what you've done with this, and I applaud you for it. I think it's wonderful.
Well, I appreciate that.
Well, Bobby's music is available at bobbymarquez.com. We'll put that information on our Facebook page. Also, CD Baby, and he's got a Facebook page on there. Make sure you give him a like, and we'll keep track of what's going on. You'll see him on Larry's Country Diner, and lots of tour dates coming up. And a number one single, man, That's Life. I love that song, too. We play that a lot.
Well, I appreciate that.
Well, I sure appreciate you taking time to be on the show, and I hope that when you get your album done, you'll be able to come back on, and I'd love to do a feature on it with you.
Absolutely. You'll definitely be the first one to get the album.
Well, I appreciate that, and I want to thank Jennifer. Be sure to give her our best, too. You got a wonderful, wonderful lady there.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm a very lucky man for sure.
You are. Well, it's nice that you have... it's hard being married sometimes when if you have careers that kind of take you in different directions, and you guys are kind of parallel and be able to work together a lot, and that's a really good thing,
Yeah, it's definitely been a blessing. God has definitely blessed us that way, and yeah, it's been great.
Amen to that. Oh, I wanted to ask you, you're a member of the Wheeling, West Virginia Jamboree, and that's got a long history of a lot of artists that played on that show.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm fixing to probably. I wasn't able to play this year over there like I wanted to because of my wife's father, passing and everything that we had to do this year. But I'm hoping to get up there next year to start doing some more shows again for the Jamboree up there. And it's such a great organization, and so much history and tradition over there, and I can't wait to get back up there. I love playing West Virginia.
That's one of the oldest running country music shows, from what I know. It's been around for a long, long time. It
has. I'm telling you. That back in the day, I mean, they had three. You had the Grand Ole Opry, the Louisiana Hayride, and the Wheeling Jamboree. Those were the three biggest.
Yep.
That if a country artist were to play those, they made it in country music. That was pretty much just what they used to say back then. And of course, when the Louisiana Hayride shut down, and then when the Jamboree shut down at the time, of course, we had the Grand Ole Opry became the king, and so that's why we have the Opry today. But now, the Jamboree, the Wheeling Jamboree, has revived itself and has come back. In the late '80s, came back, and now it's going strong again. And yeah, and I'm so proud to be a member. It's one of those things that I'm really, really proud of in my career.
Absolutely. And speaking of long-running programs, September the 23rd, you're going to be hosting the Ernest Tubb Midnight Jamboree.
Yeah, I'm getting excited about that because I usually do it just once a year, and yeah, I'm very, very excited about it. My guest is going to be Brenda Lynn Allen, who's a great traditional female singer. She's really, really good at what she does, and she's going to be my guest, come out and sing a couple songs in between my show. And I just encourage people to come on out, and if you haven't seen any of my shows, on the road, come out and have a seat in the theater and listen to what I do, and I hope you'll like what you hear, because I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff from Western swing to traditional to honky tonk to pretty much everything, and I will do the Cowboy Way live as well too that night.
Oh, great. Well, folks, you can get your tickets at the Ernest Tubb Midnight Jamboree at the Ernest Tubb Record Shops there in Nashville. It's a free show. It's kind of you got to get your tickets ahead of time because it packs out pretty quick. And I love going down. We were down there in June, and we always like to stop at the little store next to there and go through the Ernest Tubb bus that's still in there, the old Green Hornet. And we had Freddie Hart with us last time, but that was kind of cool. He went up on the bus and looked around a little bit and came back. And my daughter said, "Aren't you going to go look at the rest of it?" And he says, "Honey, I've been on here." That's always one of our favorite places. That's always one of our favorite places to go down there, and it's a great show.
Absolutely.
And of course, it still runs right after the Grand Ole Opry on Saturday nights, and we always enjoy tuning into that. I always tell people, yeah, I got a radio show, but you got to take a little break and go listen to that because that's a good one,
Absolutely, absolutely. And for people who don't know, they call it the Midnight Jamboree, but it no longer runs at midnight. They have it at 10 o'clock now, and so the show will start a little bit earlier, but it airs at midnight on WSM, on the Grand Ole Opry radio station, and
right.
You'll be able to get to hear it live too as well. So yeah, it's going to be a great night.
Well, that's great. Well, folks, check that out. And again, BobbyMarquez.com is the website to go to, and you can pick up some of his music there, as well as CD Baby, and give him a like on Facebook, and just stay in touch. Go see him if you have a chance, and he puts on a wonderful show. And Bobby, we're going to play Cowboy Way right now. It's such a great song, and thank you so much for taking time to be on My Kind of Country. It's always a pleasure.
Scott, thank you so much. I appreciate all your help.